Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel, and today in this episode of Let That Sink In, I'm going to be reminding you guys that you don't hate The View enough. You don't hate mainstream media enough. You do not hate race hustlers enough. On this wonderful Juneteenth, we're going to be talking about the stupidity of The View and how they just manage to one up their own stupidity every chance that they get. It's actually kind of amazing. Every time I hear something crazy from these people, I'm just like, can it get worse? And I regret asking that question every time because it always does. It always does. So what are we talking about? You know what? Hold on. Let's get a little thematic here. So we need to make sure that we're appropriately and accurately representing and celebrating this joyous occasion today. There we go. Now that right there is it's proper representation of the respect that we should be given this day. All right, put some respect on Juneteenth. Anyway, moving on. So The View being stupid race hustlers as usual, and Whoopi Goldberg pretty much trying to put forth the argument that being black in America is about the same as being under the Iranian regime, which I mean, clearly it's true, right? I mean, Whoopi is a multi-millionaire sitting on live TV, trash talking her own country and still alive. I mean, clearly it's absolutely worse here for her. I mean, which is why she's probably packing her bags and preparing to move to the place that's better, right? I would assume. Now, let me be clear. She didn't say that it was worse. She said it's the same, that there's functionally no different for black people here than it is for people in Iran. And that's just stupid. It's just, there's no other way to put it. Like, there's race hustling and utilizing race relations and drama in order to make a profit. And then there's just being a complete idiot who just says stupid thing because it sounds like the thing you're supposed to say. And they're like, I don't care how dumb or how idiotic or how contradictory this statement is. It is the statement that I'm supposed to say, and I'm gonna say it because the narrative is more important than anything else. Common sense, reality, like nothing else matters more than keeping the narrative alive. So, and they know, they're like, all of our constituents and people who view this show and the people who watch us and listen to us, they're not smart enough to be able to know that this is, false. They're all idiots. We train them to be that way. This is why we've kept the plantation the way that we've kept it, because we know that our blacks, the ones that we own, we never taught them to be smart enough to understand that what we're speaking is nonsense. Because unlike those horrible racist Republicans, we actually trained our slaves to do what we tell them to do and think how we're supposed to think. They let their slaves do whatever they want. They let them think how they want. They let them pursue whatever jobs and careers that they want. They let them speak their mind and have their own opinions. No, our slaves, we keep them in line. We make sure they think how we tell them to think. We make sure that they only know what they need to know, and we make sure that we let them know that they need us to protect them and that they'll never ever do anything significant or be successful unless we facilitate it, because that's how you're supposed to treat your slaves. Like, we're not like those dumb Republicans letting their slaves run wild. We keep ours in check. That is the left-wing race hustler way. That's just the way that they operate. Sounds ridiculous, don't it? But nope, that's exactly how it works. All right, so let's take a look at the clip in question.
Get ready, guys. Get ready.
And it's slow.
But let's just remember, too, the Iranians literally throw gay people off of buildings. They don't adhere to basic human rights.
Listen, here's the thing. Let's not do that, because if we start with that it is the same.
She thinks that her in Iran is, oh my God.
It's very different to live in the United States in 2025 than it is to live in Iran.
Not if you're black.
Not if you're black. Gentlemen, oh my God. That is insane. I wonder what Iranian women think of her saying that.
She doesn't care what Iranian women think of her saying that. She doesn't care. She's a fucking rich, privileged millionaire, just like most of the people. And have you guys noticed a pattern? The more wealthy and the more privileged you are in America, the more you actually benefit from how great America is, the worse you think the place is. It seems like the more money and privilege you have, the worse you think the country is. It's kind of crazy how that works, right? Some of the most privileged and people who have access to the most resources, people who have the best lives, people who don't have to worry about anything, who are never fearing for their lives or worrying about if something is going to happen to them or their kids or whatever, people who have absolutely nothing to worry about are the people who think that they are the most oppressed in the world. It's kind of crazy how that works. It's insane.
Not everybody feels that way. Listen, I'm sorry. You know, when you think about the fact that we got the vote in 1965.
And when did Iranian women get the vote?
They don't have free and fair elections in Iran. It's not even the same universe.
We are worried. Do we have to be worried about our kids? Are their kids going to get shot because they're running through somebody's neighborhood?
Oh my God. Whoopi, you're not worried about your kids getting shot because you moved out of the hood. You moved out of the hood. You live in a mansion in a predominantly white neighborhood. You're not worried about your kids getting shot going outside because you don't live in the hood where black kids get shot the most. You made sure you left that place, remember? And this is what I'm talking about. And these people, they say this stuff all the time about, you know, how there are these negative stereotypes about black neighborhoods and all that type of stuff. And when black people move into neighborhoods, white people move, and how that's so racist and all that stuff. But they make sure they move out of those neighborhoods. These rich, name me one rich black person who stayed in their poor ghetto neighborhood and built a mansion there. There's none. They don't exist because they all move and they all build their houses and their mansions in places that they deem to be safe. So like this race hustling bullshit, this narrative that black people are just this super oppressed class in America who can't accomplish anything. Isn't it weird? Isn't it strange that this narrative is always coming from the rich and privileged one? The ones who made it, the ones who quote unquote beat the system, the ones who are super successful and have no worries in the world, who moved out of the hood and don't even associate with low class black people anymore because they're beneath them now. These are the ones that are telling everybody else that you'll never make it to where we are. You could never accomplish what we've accomplished because your skin looks like mine. And the world isn't gonna let you get where I currently am. Think about how stupid that sounds. And then these are the same people that say we need more black role models, we need more successful people on TV because we need more mouthpieces to tell those lowly blacks that they could never get to this level because we don't want to share our wealth with them. It's crazy. It's insane how that works. There's no other scenario where it works this way. It's completely ass backwards. It doesn't make any sense at all the way that it works in this scenario. Like, it's crazy.
They are not big deals, and I don't mean to say they're not big deals to you because that's not
women,
what I meant.
And they are not doing well there either. They are not doing well in Iran. They can't go out of their house. Women.
She's realizing, bro, this is bad. Bro, even on The View, you've got to remember, like, this show is delusional to the extreme. Even over here, they're like, bro, this is too much.
You know what? There's no way I can make you understand.
Yeah.
Yes, and that statement right there, that there's no way I could make you understand statement, is the ultimate shield. And that is exactly why Whoopi Goldberg has this platform, and she made sure that any other person who looked like her or had the same skin color as her was also a race hustler, because they're going to agree with her no matter what. As long as it's race hustling and we're talking about the fact that black people literally can't succeed or can't do anything or are the most oppressed people on the planet, then she's going to agree with her no matter what. But as long as she's arguing with white people or people who aren't black, then she can just tell them, well, you're not black, so there's no way you could understand. There's no way you could understand the depth of our oppression when I am sitting at this table basically arguing with you. I make more money than you. You basically have less authority than me on this panel because of my skin color. I get to go around and tell everybody how depressed and how oppressed my people are, and then go back home to my mansion and just live a life of luxury. I get to openly come on live TV and shit talk the president of the United States. I get to openly come on live TV and denigrate and talk shit about entire races of people, mainly white people, with literally no consequences. But yes, we have it worse here than the people in Iran. Like, you can't make this up. And it makes me so angry because there are still people, regular normal people, who see stuff like this daily and they just believe it. They just eat it up. Like, yeah, you're right. Doctors, lawyers, engineers, electricians, government workers, people who are doing all kinds of stuff in this country, living their best lives and pursuing whatever dreams they want. They look at this person, this millionaire who was telling them, you are black, therefore you can never succeed, you'll never get anywhere in life because of the color of your skin, and everything you do is futile because the only way you'll ever make it is if a white person permits it. And they look at that while they're living their lives, pursuing their dreams, and doing everything that they want to do with literally no obstructions, and they say, you know what? She's right. Our lives are like that. And I hate it. I absolutely hate it. It makes me furious to even consider the fact that there are people that stupid just roaming around. It infuriates me daily, and this is why, like I said, I had to back away from this politics stuff so much, because like, you can't do anything about it. There's nothing you can do about it. We live in the land of the free, and all of the things that make this place good, the freedom of speech and all that type of stuff, are the same things that create all the bad things here. And you got to take the good with the bad. But anyway, I just wanted to talk about that because it's just unbelievable. Like, it doesn't, I can't make sense of it at all. It blows my mind that we have gotten to this point. And this is probably the reason why, no matter what, man, unless something catastrophic happens where the pendulum swings and, you know, now Republicans are the ones that are like, I can never ever support lefties and Democrats. Like, I just can't. They're immoral to the core. Like, I see like bad people who do like bad things and they have like circumstances or whatever, but I genuinely view a lot of these people as evil, like actually evil, because there's the person who grew up and maybe they're prejudiced or a little bit racist because they just haven't really encountered a lot of people and they have ignorance and just really don't know what's going on in the world. But then they get their eyes open and they see like, okay, well, maybe this group of people isn't so bad or whatever. And you can not like these people. And generally speaking, I tend to not like them because ignorance is not an excuse for bigotry and all that type of stuff like that. But at the end of the day, these people aren't really bad people. They just had bad upbringings or whatever, but they can be swayed. But the reason why the left, and I think a lot of these race hustlers are so dangerous, is because most of them are 100% aware that the things that they are saying and doing are completely wrong. They know that they're lies. They craft their lives around these lies. They sneak through the grass like snakes and pretend that they're on your side. They pretend that they want to help you, and they intentionally fuck up your lives. They intentionally ruin your opportunities. They intentionally destroy your ability to be able to succeed. Like, they are pointing the finger at other things and saying these things are preventing you from doing it when they are the ones pulling the strings. That's evil. That is pure evil to me. And that's a difference between the people who they claim to hate or they claim to dislike or whatever. Like, there's a fundamental difference to me. And like at the end of the day, like I said, Malcolm X was right the whole time. I will take wolves over foxes any day. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. If I have to choose the lesser of two evils, I'm choosing wolves over foxes any fucking day of the week. And that's what they are. They're just a bunch of sneaky fucking conniving foxes that will do anything in their power to keep you down and prevent you from doing the things that you want to do and thinking the way that you want to think. That's just the way that they are. But anyway, I'm just a nigga on the internet, so what the fuck do I... Anyway, that's that episode of Let That Sink In. I'm so fed up. I'm so fed up.